Hi folks, welcome back to the channel. Sorare Contender here, aka Mark, aka FPL General, gearing up for another season of fantasy football action. Very excited for Sorare 27. It's obviously very different to what it has been over the last couple of years, but looking forward to getting loads of content out there. I want to use this initial video to show you what I've been up to over the last couple of weeks in preparation for it. My overall goal, my aim for the season is to spend absolutely nothing. Spend zero. I have been selling super rares. I have been selling rare cards. I have been selling limited cards that I don't need. And that has allowed me to buy loads of in-season limited cards for the Scottish Premiership, the Croatian League, and the Austrian Bundesliga. So the plan is play what I know best, the Contender Division, and I'll add some Bundesliga 2 and French Second Division cards in a couple of weeks as well. Live in Scotland, have a Celtic season ticket, so I've got to play the SPFL also. So that's the plan. Spend nothing. Fund my purchases by selling cards I already had in the gallery. And I'm going to be playing set as well, the new set. So I'm just grinding gems in the summer camp. I managed to, in the World Cup, I managed to hit the top tier, the $1,000, £1,000 I should say. But that was me just breaking even because I overstretched and I did not enjoy being overstretched. The pressure that came with hitting the top tier, but we did it and I learned from it. And I'm going to play the next set on free to play with the 1,000 gems that I've got from, I completed all the collections in the World Cup. So I got the 1,000 gems and I've just been sitting on them. I think I've picked up maybe 50 gems so far from the summer camp. So just going to grind as many gems as I can. We'll have a quick look here. If I jump over to sets, we are on where, I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, it's probably hidden by the camera. I've got 1,046 gems. So I'll just build on that until the new set kicks off in a couple of months' time, or about a month's time. Can't even remember. Is it October? Yeah, I think it's in October time. So grind the summer camp and then don't buy any gems. And the plan is not to deposit any money this season. And we'll see how much I can make by just putting the gallery to work. So on what I've sold so far, you will know that I've been heavily invested in the K-League. They are almost all gone. I have just liquidated my K-League cards over the last 2 or 3 weeks. Just got back as much as I could for them. Rares and super rares. I only had 5 super rares. It looks like I've only got 1 left, which is the Goalkeeper. So if anyone wants Kim Dong-hyun, £45, you're going to get yourself a bargain. I will be accepting a little bit less than that. I've sold all the rares as well. I should say as well, I'm sitting on a lot of essence. So if I jump in here, I was lucky enough to finish first place in the K-League Limited leaderboard twice. So I picked up 100,000 K-League essence, which is not ideal when you don't want to craft any more K-League cards. So what I've been doing is basically washing the essence. So you'll see there, I'm still on 93% K-League essence. That was up at, I think it was up at 98% at one point. So I've been playing a lot of arenas with limited cards and some old classic rare cards as well. Just trying to burn through the K-League essence as quickly as possible. If you look there at the top, that was initially 50,000 K-League essence. It's now down to 17,000, and that's from entering lots of arenas. Arena's going well for me midweek. I think I'm going to pick up about 6,000 all-star essence, so that's some good washing going on this week. Once I burn through that 17,000 K-League essence, then I will start to craft. I've got loads of clues. I'll show you that in a second as well. Going to get through all of this all-star essence, a little bit of MLS probably in there as well. And then eventually I'm going to hit another 52,000 K-League essence that I will need to wash as well as quickly as possible. Use it to enter loads of arenas, turn that into all-star essence, and then craft after that. So in the meantime, you'll see I've already started to pick up All-Star Essence from the wheel, but I haven't just been endlessly spinning because there's no point. If you look here, if I go to, you can see my clues at the bottom there. I've maxed out on most clues there. It's capped at 50, so there's no point picking up more clues if I'm not going to be crafting. So I'm not spinning the wheel at the moment. I am hoarding tickets, and as you can see, I have a lot of tickets. Not as many as NEP. I've got 514 wheel spins. Now I need to be careful and make sure that I use up the tickets before the wheel expires. We don't seem to have a date yet on the wheel expiring, but I presume it'll stick around for a while with more leagues yet to launch. But hopefully Sorare will give us plenty of time and notice on when that will expire. So that's going to pick up loads of market credits. It's going to get me XP, and it's hopefully going to get me lots of All-Star Essence as well, which will be very handy when it comes to crafting. So what I've been doing is buying lots and lots of cheap limited cards. I say cheap, basically buying directly from the market, not the market, buying directly from Sorare to get the collection points. Let me just, for example, show you. Still navigating this new interface, which plenty of people have already commented on, but they are improving it on a daily basis, it looks like, which is pretty good. If I go to collections, if I go to 2026-27, ignore Houston Dynamo. That's my only MLS cards because I live in Houston in Scotland and my brother-in-law is called Jack McGlynn. So that's just a little fun one that I run each game week. The plan is, so I'm sure some of you have been watching NEP's content. I've been watching a lot of it. And we're doing, I'm kind of doing similar to what NEP's doing, but on a smaller scale. He's obviously spending large chunks of money on his endeavors. I am just selling cards to basically do as much of what he's doing as possible. I want to get Scotland, Croatia, Austria. I want to get all of those collections to 5%. I don't necessarily need to complete all the collections. I think I've already got Slaven and Osijek in Croatia to 5%. St. Mirren's very close. St. Johnson's very close. So yeah, I want to get them all to 5%, but I'm on a budget at the moment. So I'm picking up the fringe players mainly. So my teams are not going to be overly strong for the first couple of game weeks. It's very much accumulate as many of the cheaper guys as I can, and then gradually buy the best players from each league when the prices start to come down. So for example, even though I am a Celtic fan, I have only picked up 3 cards so far: Montgomery, Paulo Bernardo and Johnny Kenny. And they're all about £2, £2.50, because I am not touching any expensive players yet. And I'll show you another example if I just get rid of that. Let's go into Hearts, for example. You'll see there, it's a lot of the fringe players that I'm buying. For example, I haven't picked up a Harry Milne yet. I haven't got any of the strikers like Braga or Kizarides. Calvin Miller's quite expensive at the moment. So I'm being very, very disciplined with what I'm buying. Again, a good example there. Let me just show you recent purchases. I'm trying not to spend more than £2 on any player. And you can see it there. If you can get them for the base price, £1.68, I'm doing it. If someone's likely to play, I'm stretching maybe to £2, £2.50. But for the most part, it's all about discipline. If a player gets to £3, £3.50, I just let them pass me by. There's going to be 1,000 limited cards of each player, so there's no rush. So it's all about discipline in this strategy. And yes, I'm probably not going to win too much in the first couple of game weeks, but I'm getting all the collection pieces in order. And fast forward 4 or 5 game weeks, things will be a lot stronger. What I've done as well in terms of classic cards, I've just committed to buying classic goalkeepers. So if I go to, let me show you my goalkeeper setup for Scotland, for example. So let's go to SPFL. Let's sort by goalkeepers only. And there must be another filter here that I need to switch off. No, we're okay. Let me sort by player name, because this will show you that basically what I've done is I've gone down the classic goalkeeper route for all teams, and I've bought 2 of each. Now, I've started doing this about 10 days ago, so I was able to get good value. So, for example, Bo Royce is going to be the Hearts goalkeeper. I picked up 2 of them for £5 or £6. He's now going for, today, £18. Yesterday, £18. So I've got 1 listed, because if I can turn a £5 purchase on this Bo Royce, £5.90. If someone pays me 18, 19, 20 pounds for that, I will absolutely take it. But I'll make sure I have 1 of every goalkeeper, at least 1 of each starting goalkeeper from each team. I've done the same there with Poulsen, who now plays for Motherwell. This Bournemouth version will be in season for a week or 2, so I'm hoping someone might pay over the odds for that one, having picked him up for about £6 as well. But if you go down here, you'll see Pander's another good example. New Rangers goalkeeper. I sold one today for, I think I sold them for £16 or £17. Maybe a little bit less. Maybe it was £14 or £15. That might be my one there. Let's have a look. Not mine, but I made basically £10 profit. So I sold them. I don't care, because I've got another one that I can use, and then I'll just get a second one at a later date. Another example. Let's go to the second page. It might be better. Kilmarnock goalkeeper, Street Check. So there you go, 2 of them. They'll be classics, and then the outfielders will be in season. I've got 2 Nicky Hogarths. Hogarth looks like he's going to play the first couple of games for Falkirk, because Scott Bean is injured. So a little piece of info for you there. And then, 2 classic Salingers from Hibs. And you get the idea. If I go to, let me just quickly show you. I have not purchased any German or French outfield players yet, but I'm getting ahead of the curve on the goalkeepers. So if I show you contender goalkeepers, you will see here that, for example, Dominic Reimann plays in Germany. I've picked up 2 of his classics. Likewise, Larsenauer from Saint Etienne, picked up 2 of his classics as well. So that's the plan. Play classic goalkeepers across the board to begin with. And then hopefully, it might get to a point where in-season goalkeepers come down in price. And then I can get the classic outfielders that are very, very expensive for their in-season. So that is a quick kind of synopsis of what's happening. What else did I want to talk about? I'm going to show you some lineups in a second. But if I just go back to my collections, let me again sort by in-season new players. So again, you can see there, things are starting to fill up. Let's take another example. Let's go to Motherwell, for example. They have, players that are just overpriced for me at the moment. I'm not touching. For example, this guy Martin Merman. He scored in Europe, so his price shot up. So he was going for £12. Most recent ones are going for £30. Is that limited? Yeah, probably is limited. So he's got a lot more expensive, so I'm just quite happy to wait on him. I picked up this guy instead. Should start as well, but only spend £2.50. So again, being very disciplined with purchases. Haven't picked up Elijah just yet. He's gone to Swansea anyway. Maswanise is expensive. He's also coming into the season injured. Fadinger is expensive. Took a penalty midweek, so could well be the Motherwell penalty taker this season, at least until Maswanise is back. So the collections are just slowly coming together, and yeah, it's all about patience. So yeah, Scotland, Croatia, Austria, I want to fill out all teams to 5%. Once I do that, I'm just going to wait until I've got that done and then go to Germany, the German Bundesliga 2. They've got 18 teams to do it with, and then I'll go to France. I might even go to France first, because France, I think, only have 4 licensed teams. Is it Saint Etienne, Reims, Nantes, and Grenoble? I think it is. Obviously, I'm going to play leaderboards. I'm going to play streaks. I think as we get into the season, My main focus is going to be the streaks. But I think in the first couple of game weeks, because my gallery is not strong enough yet, I'm going to prioritise leaderboard for the first week or two and just try and get lucky with lineups, because there's quite a bit of essence on the line for leaderboards in the first couple of game weeks, even if you get, top 50, top 100. I think it's going to be pretty hard for me to hit the streaks. I'll obviously play both. I'll have enough players to go 4 limited, 4 leaderboard Scotland, for example, and 4 streak lineups as well. Keep in mind as well, if you're watching this, keep an eye on the deadlines. Obviously, the leaderboard deadlines are before the streak deadlines. We get the lineups for the streaks. We don't get to see lineups for leaderboard. So get used to the new schedule. I've got alarms set on my phone basically every hour today to keep me on top of things. I was going to show you, basically what's left in my rare collection, or what. I haven't really bought many rares at all recently, and if I have, they've been classic. So, for example, top row there is all Scotland players, Scottish Premiership players. Nisbet for 85p, the new Aberdeen goalkeeper Muller for 650, Tinecti for £3, Greg Kiltie 85p. Captain of Kilmarnock, set piece taker, maybe penalty taker, and obviously I can use these rare cards you can use one of these rare classics in the streaks to get a 5% bonus, or captain them to get a little bit more. I think eventually, as the season progresses, once I have all of my collections filled out to where I want them to be at 5%, I will then look to buy some in-season rare cards. Again, it'll be in the leagues I'm playing for the purpose of streaks, because obviously if you have an in-season rare card in a streak lineup, you get a big bonus. So that'll be the plan. I will not be buying any in-season rare cards until I get to, streak 5, streak 6, because I don't think I need to. Again, just picked up, some Austrian guys here. Freckleton went from St. Mirren to Lask in Austria, so I'm very familiar with him. So again, classic cards, a bit of speculation there on Hassan, joining Celtic. Again, that's not looking very likely at the moment. I did manage to pick up Celtic's new striker, Kasper Hoff. I think the pronunciation might actually be Kasper Hu, but I am not going to call him Hu because it just sounds wrong, even though that is his name. So before the transfer went through, it was looking very likely. So I managed to pick up Kasper Hu, who's going to score about 35 goals for Celtic this season. So what I will need to do is pick up an in-season Celtic goalkeeper, Sinisalo, or there's a good chance Celtic are going to sign a goalkeeper. So I'm not in a rush to buy an in-season Sinisalo, because he might not end up being first choice. So I've got 2 classic Sinisalos. That's fine for now. But to fully utilise a Celtic stack with Kasper, I will need an in-season goalkeeper later. So I've done well there. I picked him up for £9 and he's now going for £20. So got in early on him, and obviously he's going to be a very important part of my Celtic team this season. So let's have a quick look at lineups. I'm going to scroll very quickly here because I don't want to show you my leaderboard lineups just yet, because obviously I'm going to be competing with some of you. I'll show you some of the essence washing that I am hoping to do this weekend. Let me just minimize my camera for a second so you can see more of this. Make myself as small as possible. I wish that was possible in real life. I've obviously got some really powerful rare cards that I can use in Arena to wash the essence. So I'm going after these elite arenas, which are 800 essence to enter, and I think it's 4,000 essence for first place. I'll show you some of the midweek lineups, which are doing well in a second as well. But I'm basically trying to burn through essence as quickly as possible, but also putting in good teams at the same time, not just using it for the sake of it. And these are all good teams on paper. I think I've got about 5,000 rare essence to get through, and again, it's 5,000 K-League essence, so I'm not crafting until I get that washed. So you can see there some pretty strong Celtic cards going into Arena this weekend. I've got the last guys who've got a good fixture. Who else is there? You've got some Rapid Vienna, you've got Dynamo Zagreb. It looks like that actually might be my first. That's my first Golden Arena of the season, so that's exciting. Obviously, Golden Arenas pay out more. Can I see a prize pool here? I don't think I can see it yet. It's probably there somewhere, but I just can't find it. So yeah, that's exciting. A Golden Arena with 3 Zagreb guys in a good matchup. Erkan Chara, who scored, I think, a hat-trick midweek, and Rockyer, who is a very good player at Norgesland, who he is coming off an injury. He's played a couple of games, so I'm hoping he doesn't get rotated. But a good matchup, and he's got the armband. So hopefully that golden arena pays dividends this weekend. I will show you what happened midweek in the arenas. So a couple of arena teams didn't do too well, but as you can see there, tonight, which is Friday, I am picking up 5,800 All-Star Essence. So that's a really good help in decreasing that, or basically diluting the K-League Essence. So who did well? The Sturm Graz boys got a clean sheet there against Hearts away from home. Rafa Silva captain with an assist. And Skriniar looks like, is that a penalty one? For, is it Fenerbahce, I think he plays for. The Rapid Vienna guys did well. Some of the Zagreb guys did well. But this was the big one. This was Norgesland. They won 6-0 in a qualifier. First place, 4,000 essence. So I paid 800 to enter. I'm getting 4,000 back. Very, very satisfying. So I'm going to be playing a lot of arenas first couple of weeks as well. And I can't wait to get crafting. I think the way it works is Scotland, Austria and Croatia, all of those leagues are back this weekend. So then once the rewards go out on Tuesday for those leagues, after that, those players will then be in the crafting pool. So next week I will start to do some crafting, use up some clues. So it'll be basically do a couple of crafts, use up the clues until the clues are back down to 0, and then spin the wheel a couple of times until my clues are back up to 50. Craft again, etc., etc. So it's about getting the balance right, and again, like I said, making sure I use all of these tickets before the wheel expires. I think that is most of what I wanted to cover. Let me show you how I'm going about buying cards as well. So let me go in here to collection. So what I'm doing is, if I go, there's my wife and little boy home, so I'll need to wrap up in a second. We could have a 3-year-old joining us on the video in a wee minute. Let me go to a team that I don't have any players for, and I'll finish up with this. Let me go a little bit further. I don't want K-League, J-League. I am done with you guys. Again, Salzburg, Rangers, Celtic, Sturm Graz, the big teams. I'm not really touching Zagreb. They're too expensive at the moment, so I'll just wait for prices to calm down on them, and then I'll go back. But let's just go to Austria Vienna. So I just go in here when I'm looking to buy some cards, and I basically click through every player, and I can see if I can get any of them on an auction for £1.70 or £2. If they're more expensive, I just let them go. So let's find someone cheap, for example. He's not going to be cheap. They're obviously selling some of these flash cards at the moment, and I am not touching any of those. I do not want boosted cards because they're overpriced. So yeah, my advice is to probably avoid those ones. But these seem all to be, a lot of these seem to be flash sales now instead of auctions. So let me find one of them that is an actual auction. Might need to go to a different team for this. Let's go out and let's just go to Slaven, even though I've got 25 Slaven cards already, and I don't know why they have a squad of 40 players. So I don't need more of these because I'm at 5%. I just need to get the good players when their prices come down. But I just want to show you an example here of an auction. It's probably a bad time to do a video because they're doing all the flash cards instead. Usually here it shows up auction, but they're the boosted cards that they're trying to sell now. Maybe they're just doing that across the board now with every card. Yeah, so I'll just leave it and I'll do that in the next video. But basically, I just click into a player. If I can get them for £1.70, I bid. If I can get them for £1.96, I bid. If it goes any higher, I just leave it and I just wait for the next one to come around. A couple of notifications here. So yeah, there's an example. 3 of my bids have been outbid, and I don't even bother going back in. So I bid on Paul Komposch. I bid 196. Someone else bid 224. I'm not paying 250. I'll just wait for the next one and hopefully get them under £2. So that is where we're at. Good luck in this first game week if you're playing in those leagues that I mentioned. We have Dundee United versus Rangers tonight. We also have, I think, Lasker playing. Zagreb are playing tonight as well. So hopefully see some of you on the leaderboards, and good luck with your streaks as well. And yeah, make sure you hit subscribe on the way out. There'll be lots of videos to come this season. And a few people were asking as well, you're probably wondering, how much have I spent so far? Obviously, I've deposited 0, but I am going to tot up exactly what I spend on cards for each league. Total cost of Scotland, total cost of Croatia, Austria, etc. So in the next video, or maybe the one after that, I'll let you know what the current spend is on each league. And when I'm finished with getting everyone to 5%, I'll let you know the total spend. And we can document it throughout the season. We'll see what we win, and we'll see what kind of return on investment that we get. Hopefully there is a return on investment. Give me a 1% return on investment now and I'll shake your hand on it. But it's quite nice. I'm feeling good about this season because I'm not going to feel under any pressure because there's no deposits. It's playing with what's already in my gallery and turn it into a full season's worth of fun. And obviously set will be great as well, because any cash I manage to win in the next set, assuming we do have cash in the next set, that will go back into pro, and that will go into buying maybe Celtic, Zagreb players, etc. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the video, folks. Any comments you have about my strategy, leave them in the comments. I do read everything. Let me know what you're up to for the season. Is there any must-have players that I should be in a rush to buy for leaderboards, for example? But yeah, talk to you soon, folks, and thank you for watching.